Hello and welcome to 2022, the year where I kill gravity. That's what I intend to do, and I'll be floating around naked like some kind of futuristic whale floating in space. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, this is the very first show of 2022, and it's ABW preview. And with me, it's our very own one-armed bandit. It's Richard, my Egyptian brother.
How's it going, my man? How's it going?
Oh, better than you've been.
Yes, it's been a rough couple of months, but we what doesn't kill us make us stronger, as supposedly. I don't know.
Allegedly, have you now officially retired from playing football?
Yes, yes, I've officially. So yeah, I'm physically allowed to play football again. January 20, I think it's 29th. So yay! Yeah, so a lot of people have been asking me to retire. What with being 40 and constantly getting hurt and injured,
Yeah.
but it's too addictive. I do love playing football, so probably
Good.
not.
Oh, well done. Right. I think some people would be. Let's say hello to people. We've got our very own Nick in the chat, and we've got our very own Josh, and we've got Michael in Sweden as always. We've got Carnage 1618 on Twitch, and Carnage says Happy New Year. We've got Hambo Gumble. I think I might have got that correct. Good way to start the new year. And Josh says Rich has started 2022 with a decent internet connection. I think he's always had a half decent one. And Nick says high five, Cactus.
High five right back to you. But I'm going to do that hand, the non-broken gammy one.
Good. So the first thing we're going to look at is a previous record. So rather than cutting and pasting, I'm just going to share the screen, and I can share the screen with you people because, quite frankly, looking at it, it is quite painful. So there we go. Make that a little bit bigger. Scroll down a bit. Now, can you see the screen, boys and girls at home and on the bus? I think you can. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. The last game we played, we lost 5-0. Game before that, we lost 1-0. And then we're only talking Premier League. Game before that, we lost 1-0. Game before that, 3-0. Game before that, 3-0. Game before that, 3-1. We scored a goal. Magnificent. Game before that, 2-0. Game before that, 3-0. Game before that, 3-1. We scored a goal. And then the last time we got a point off them was the 2nd of April, 2017, Rich. Do you remember much about that game? Because I'm going to pretend I do by clicking on it.
What was that? Was that the FA Cup?
Oh, Premier League only.
Oh, Premier League only.
Because I think we've lost 9 straight games in the Premier League to these scumbags.
No, this game was do not remember it
2017. They opened the scoring with Leroy. He said Leno, Leroy Sane, and then we scored back with Theo Walcott, and then just before half-time, Sergio Aguero scored to make it 2-1, and then Shokradan Mustafi in the 53rd minute. And our lineup for that day: Ospina in goal, Bellerin right back, Koscielny and Mustafi at centre back, Nacho Monreal at left back, central midfield. It looked like it was a 3 of Xhaka, Coquelin, Frankie Koch, Ozil, and then I'd say it was Sanchez on the left, Walcott on the right, and Danny Welbeck, the destroyer of Liverpool, up front.
Oh. Well, speaking of lineups, Danny, it's probably a good way to segue that the official lineup has been released.
Oh, right. Let me
game.
Stop this. Right. Oh no, I've stopped my cam. I haven't got rid of this. Oh, well, that's at the top of it. People, I've been awake for about 35 minutes, so stop that. And then you go and tell people. You go and tell the lovely people what the lineup is.
So the good news is we got obviously got Ramsdale still in goal. Yeah. The good news is Super Tomiyasu is back in the team. We got the familiar centre-back pairing of White and Gabriel with Tierney on the left. The Partey Xhaka with that double pivot kind of thing in midfield. Odegaard, Saka and Martinelli with Lacazette up front. So I believe that's the gone back to the normal lineup that we've been playing for the last couple of games prior to all the COVID business.
How does that make you feel seeing that lineup? We have got Tomiyasu is back, and did Gabriel miss a game?
No. Sure. I think he played. No, yeah. I think he came off early in the game. I think against Southampton a couple of games ago. But no, he's He's been ever present. So thankful that we've still got Partey before he flies off to AFCON. But having Tomiyasu back in the starting lineup, and having White and Gabriel as that established centre back pairing fills me with a lot of confidence. So I feel a lot better with them in the side than not. And I know some people will kind of say, oh, what about Smith Rowe? But if Smith Rowe can come off the bench as a finisher and do what he's been doing lately, I'm more than happy with that lineup.
That's I'm trying to find the Man City lineup. It doesn't really matter what their lineup is because someone is on their game at ABW. They've really tweeted out the lineup. I don't know who it's going to be either Josh. It's going to be either Josh or Carl. That's well done, gentlemen. That's very good. Very almost looks like we're organised here. Does that feel? I think if we lean this way, you might be able to see us. Hello.
Oh, if I go that way. Hello.
You all right?
All good, mate.
Or not? Yeah, I think they've got the gist of the lineup. So I'm going to put that out there.
Danny, do you want me? Sorry, to just again to interrupt. Do you want me to tell you the Man City lineup?
Yes, I do.
So they've got Ederson in goal. They've then got Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Laporte, and Ake. Rodrigo, who I thought he might miss out due to COVID, but he's back in. De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, and then a front three of Sterling, Jesus, and Riyad Mahrez.
That's not done us any favours at all. How does it make you feel about the game, seeing our 11 and their 11? It is our best 11. We are playing at home, and if I chuck a little stat at you, their away form, they've played 10, won 8, drawn 1, lost 1, scored 20, conceded 6. But again, our home form is played 9, won 7, drawn 1, lost 1, scored 17, conceded 6. So they're very similar home and away records. That's got
we've been good at home, haven't we? It has, yeah. Like I said, I'm not as nervous as I normally would be prior to such a big and important game against an oil state of an opposition. I'm glad Walker's not playing for them. I just think he helps them out so much, and he negates us springing over the top against them so much, kind of thing. So I'm quietly bullish, but obviously this is Man City. This is one of the best teams in the world, with 60+ million talent in every position, including their reserves. So do you know what I mean? It's always going to be a tough hit. I've heard and I've seen people talk about it being a bit of a free hit today. And I kind of agree, kind of thing. As long as we don't get mauled and our performance isn't terrible, I'm how can I say it without sounding defeatist? I'm not expecting us to win, kind of thing, because it is Man City, but I'm not dreading it. Does that make sense?
I think we've got more than enough decent players, decent form. We're at home to put up a decent fight for the first time in many, many years, and I'm confident. If you had to put a prediction on what are you going to say? If you had to shine down,
2-1 Arsenal.
I was going to go 1-0 Arsenal.
I think we can hurt them. I think we can. If we, I know. Look at it. Look at the hubris of 2022.
Wait to 6 minutes in, and then Sterling has scored, and then they get a penalty, and we've had someone sent off after the first quarter of an hour.
Jack has been sent off. He's told the fans to fuck off again. Arteta's on the big screen screaming into his earpods.
That'd be a good idea. Get Arteta at home just to be on the big screen so he can coach from the screens. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah. Well, the last time I was at the Emirates, only one of the screens worked. So do you know what I mean? Like it's
shocking. What are you going to say about how we should feel about our deluded confidence in the
I think we can get at them, but we need to play in the right way. We need to be brave and not stand off them. For far too many times we sit back and we don't attack teams, kind of thing. I'm saying with and without the ball. That's why I really like Martinelli and I really like Odegaard. I think they help with the press and winning that ball high up the pitch kind of thing. In today's game, you can't let talented players have time and space on the ball, and especially Man City, you cannot you have to, yes, you have to be smart, and you can't go all guns out and guns blazing, because they have the ability to play around you, but you can't be passive and you can't sit off. And we haven't been that in the last couple of weeks, in the last couple of matches. We've been very front-footed a lot of time. Even in before it went completely tits up in the Liverpool game, we started that first half. It wasn't, it was respectable. It wasn't terrible kind of thing. So I'm hoping, we hunt in packs. We absolutely run our nuts into the ground and make the game difficult for them, and actually make them, if they are going to win, they're going to have to earn it, rather than us just laying on our backs and letting them tickle our tummies.
Yeah. So talking about the tactics there, I think we're definitely going to see a less attacking from the fullbacks, aren't we? Because the moment that we have at any point with any either of our fullbacks attacking too much at the same time, we're not going to see that. We're going to have to be really strict. If Tomiyasu is going forward, then Tierney's going to have to drop back into the 3 and be defensive. Xhaka's going to have to stay a little bit deeper to try and cover that, and maybe even Partey have a decent game, which would be nice to see. A dominating game like he's capable of those long balls, accurate long balls to the feet of whoever's making a run. And then we're not going to be able to see some of the recent games we've seen where we've played really inferior opposition, where those players have been able to be a little bit more wing backish rather than left back or right backish. I think that's going to be an important fact, isn't it? Because if we do roam a little bit too much or attack a little bit too much, they'll get us on the counter attack. And with Sterling on one side, and who's the other bloke on the other side?
They got Mahrez.
Oh, Lorny Max, my mother would say. You are not. If you a slight lapse of concentration, and they're going to get us straight down there. And they've got Jesus up front because they've got rid of their other one, haven't they? Their other young striker, which is they've only got one striker at the club. That's weird. So maybe send someone out to break their striker. But then they unlike most
don't even play with one. They don't even need one.
It.
They've got so many other amazing creative players. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the because obviously, with Odegaard and with Lacazette, Lacazette coming so deep and dropping, almost making like an extra midfielder kind of thing. We need to make sure that we have Martinelli and Saka are able to break, and that we're not so deep. We're not so deep that when we do win the ball, we're 70 yards from their goal and everybody's behind the ball. I hope we don't do that. Xhaka and Partey seem to have come up with let's say, getting back to a decent kind of pairing in midfield. Xhaka tucking it a little bit deeper and sitting a little bit deeper than which is allowing Partey to get forward and be more involved in the game, be a little bit more box to box. I think, like I said, Tomiyasu doesn't really go forward all that much anyway. I mean, he does not. When I say not as much as Tierney, so I think that'll be okay, kind of thing. I think that the right side will be okay. It'll be interesting to see how Mahrez gets on with Tierney, because Tierney does have that natural inclination to bomb forward and almost play positionally as a left winger, almost. And like the thing with that is, Mahrez, he's left footed, so he's always going to cut in on his left foot, which is where I think the discipline of Xhaka is going to be of real importance, because when he steps in off that left foot, Xhaka needs to be there to help Tierney out and block off any channels that he might be looking to kill us with.
How do you think the players are going to do without having Arteta there? Is that going to be a better or a hindrance? Or, because personally, I wouldn't want a manager shouting at me, left foot, right foot, breathe, don't breathe, or however micromanagery he is going to be. What do you think?
Well, we've been battered by Man City when he's been on the sideline before. So
And we should say that we have beaten them in an FA Cup semi-final and
we did,
was it Charity Shield?
Yeah.
We can beat them.
No, Charity Shield. It was Liverpool we beat, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I know it was one of those two.
But yeah, no, like I said, that's what I mean. It is possible. It is. I said we can. I know. I keep saying we can hurt them. We need to be brave. We need to, like I said, hunt impacts and play our game and be aggressive. You know what's the old saying? Play for the name on the front of the shirt, and they'll remember the names of that. That's what the attitude we need to go into it. Yeah. You know, that's the attitude that we need today.
So Arteta not being there, what's your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think it's these are professional footballers kind of thing. We've had a whole week to be drilled on what we're doing and what the game plan is. I don't think it will make a massive difference, because I think one of the other pit crew is going to be doing a similar sort of thing to what Arteta was going to be doing. I mean, maybe it might galvanise the team. You know, do it for our stricken manager. But I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference in this game. I don't think. What do you reckon?
I think this is going to be a really tense situation, and our team are flourishing as a group, as young men. They're learning their game. They're scaring opponents when they go out there, rather than making the opponents laugh. And I think Arteta is more of a conductor at times, shouting every single thing. You go there, every single chance anybody runs past him, he has a little word in their ear. He's giving that information the whole time. And I don't think the assistant manager, whichever one of the pit crew it is going to be, I don't think he's going to be able to do that to the level that Arteta does. But there again, it might also let them play their game. They all know what to do. They've all been playing football for many years. And then you'll see the likes of Xhaka on the pitch. He'll be captain or not. He'll be directing everything, shouting at everybody, making everybody get back, attack, defend. Just hopefully he won't lose his mind and try and kill someone. The only other position we haven't talked about is Lacazette. Is he going to be playing the old striker 10-8-4, or is he going to have to be a little bit more disciplined and not work harder? Because we've seen there was always that thing where people go, oh, he can only last 60 minutes. He's been playing virtually the full 90 minutes, game after game after game, running, covering, and playing the false 8, 10, 12 striker, whatever we're going to call it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play similar to how he has been playing. That kind of dropping in deep in between the lines and kind of linking up play, holding up play, and then having the runners going beyond him. Martinelli, Saka, and stuff like that. I also think he's going to drop back and help win the ball back. I think with Odegaard, I think that might be what his remit is today. But yeah, no, it's I'm excited about it.
Yes.
Yeah. So the more I talk about, I'm talking myself into into something maybe more than it's going to.
Looking forward to the game. I actually honestly believe we can go out there and do something. And if we lose, I don't care. And if we lose the next game, I don't care, because we are getting better and better game by game, week after week, as a team, as a club, as a group of young men growing together. We're getting better, and I'm enjoying it. These games. I've started doing all the ABW shows again. We got to the point where we were just doing one podcast, not live, because quite frankly, I was sick of it. And then you slowly thought, hold on, this is looking good. These players are flourishing. Arteta has stopped being a knobhead and playing the wrong players in the wrong positions. He's playing the same team game after game after game. He's letting the Martinelli come in, and he is. I'm not going to say he's a new Henry Ronaldo all rolled into one, but just watching him play, and this team will send the willies up any team that we go out there and play. And even if we lose, doesn't matter. They're the best team in the world. They're the richest team. Until Newcastle digging deep, they're the second richest team in the world.
I think performance is. I think is key. Yeah. So I think performance is key today. Yeah, like I say, it
doesn't matter.
Teams lose football games. Apart from the Invincibles, teams lose football games. It happens. But it's the manner and the way you lose. And this crop of youngsters, the feeling that they're generating with the fans, kind of thing. They've with the Hale End stuff. The fact that Ramsdale is. Sorry.
We're on board with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's dare I say, trust in the process. It's it's like I said, the atmosphere. I've been to a couple of games this season, and the atmosphere is just it's been phenomenal at the games. It's really, 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 really good, and I think it's because of this, this young team growing together and putting in good performances, or at least decent performances that are seemingly getting better, kind of thing. So it's I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, and like I said, the optimism. It's the hope that kills you, Danny, isn't it?
So Matt Roberts there putting City win 5-0. Bad man.
What have you done, Matt?
Bad man. That's disgraceful. Yeah, but it's like something you said earlier in the show that I think is so right. We can't go out there and what was it? You said can't not attack. We can't just sit back. We can't just sit there because the pressure. If we just sit back and let them come at us for the entire game, that's going to ruin everybody. We need to go out there and attack them. And like that saying, best form of defence is attack. And when I don't care what team you are, when you've got Saka on one wing, you've got Martinelli on the other, and then you've got Tomiyasu and Tierney coming at you like a bumblebee of a bat, but that doesn't make sense, does it? I was going to say a bumblebee on a bat. That doesn't even. That makes even. I don't know where I've got that from.
I thought he was going to say like the bullet train or something like that.
The Mighty Boosh have something, don't they? Where they're coming at you. When they're singing the song about the knitting granite. Have you not seen the Mighty Boosh?
No.
God, you'll love it. Well, I'm drifting. Quick, someone save me. Here we go. We've got some people saying some stuff. Adam says, Man City will have to be on their best game because we now have the players to punish them. I think the fans want a performance. That is exactly it, Adam. Nick is telling Matt boo for his 5-0. Matt has come back with, I always predict wrong. Anyway, Danny, I predicted the win v Villa last season. We won and we lost 1-0. Very true. Our Josh, who has just done the washing up. Good man, Josh. Oh, we've had a thing on Facebook. Kate Johnson's given us a heart on Facebook. Cheers, Kate. And Josh says, question for the panel. What time will Chris message Danny to say he wants to come on the post-game show? I think for ABW for 2022 is going to have to stop being mean to Chris, because the meaner we are to him, the less likely he is to turn up. And
so is that going to be in the 6th minute when Sterling towers above Gabriel with a downward header into the back of the net?
Well, it must be very hard for Chris because he loves the Arsenal, he loves the football, but he hates Pep, and Pep created Arteta, and so that's why it's really hard for him to support the whole thing. And for a while, beginning of the season, it did look like Chris was right, and now it's looking like he isn't as right as we may well have thought, and for the good. But Bulgarian Guna has said 0-0 is
would be
just fine. Let's go. Would you be if we just played the whole game defensively, but with some attacking, still nice football? Would that be good enough if we ended up with a 0-0? Would you look at that and go, "Oh, there's a chance there we could have"? Because we're fighting for 4th and 3rd place.
I guess so. In the sense of just because the game is 0-0, one of my favourite games, the most exciting games I ever was at Highbury for, was 0-0 v Real Madrid. So, just because it's 0-0 doesn't mean it won't be exciting and we haven't played well and stuff like that. Any form of result today, I'll kind of take.
We had another heart on Facebook. Matt did it, and I've obviously done one. And Rudy says 2-1 for the Arsenal. We got this. Lovely. Kate on Facebook, 1-1, I think. As long as we show passion and we play, I'll be happy. I think Kate sums it up perfectly there, Kate. Well done. Adam says Eddie is out with COVID. Did we have Eddie on the? Yes. So we don't have another striker. We have one striker in the entire club. There we go. We've got Martinelli who can play out front, and we've got Pepe who can come on and play out front.
Pepe, yeah.
But looking on that bench, that's quite sparse, isn't it? Because Leno's not going to come on. Maitland-Niles isn't needing. Holding, we're not going to want. Cedric is no good. Tavares, well, there's an option. Lokonga is an option, but hasn't played enough. And El Neni, our Egyptian brother, is saving himself for when we're going to go and win the African Cup of Nations, because
absolutely
Egypt's going to win it.
We'll
be doing live shows for every single game.
Yeah. Sounds. What would the ABW version of the Egyptian thing? Abdul Ghani Wonderland or something like that.
Who's that?
Oh, Abdul Ghani was he was the Egyptian striker in the 1990 World Cup who scored a penalty against I think it was Holland.
Oh, as long as it's not the who was the bloke who was at Spurs?
Oh, Mido.
Yeah,
no,
it's a Mido Wonderland. Tony Briggs says we need to be more positive and they are coming to our ground. It's like people have just conceded defeat already. Well, we haven't.
No.
Drago says Maitland-Niles on the bench. Maybe he's staying. No, he's not staying. Rudy, don't concede a silly early goal. We'll be decisive. Attack them. Be brave. We got this. You've done it again, Rudy. Oh, look, Nick. Nick is on Facebook. It's horrible over here. Fuck Zuckerberg. And Nick's given us a heart as well. And Josh says Rami Shaban Wonderland. There we go. Maybe we should do a couple of African Cup shows. Because
it might be a good idea.
We could get Rami on. You, me, and Rami, the Egyptian trifecta.
I could try to understand why he hates Bastulma so much. You know.
It's something with eggs in it, so I obviously don't.
Yeah, it was a meat.
I like the meat bit, but not the eggs. I'm not a big fan of eggs. So actually, Josh, I think you've got a thing here. We'll do some African Cup of Nations shows. It will be called the Rami Shaban Wonderland, and we're going to get Rami Shaban, ex-Arsenal goalkeeper. We're going to get him to come on, and we'll have a chat with him. Here we go. Drago says Amir Zaki was decent. Was he at Leicester?
He was at Wigan.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Nick is saying hello to people. I don't want any of that nonsense. Right, people, you've got another 30 seconds to put your predictions in the chat box. Then I'm going to highlight them. Then we're going to go, because we've been going for 27 minutes, and I need to go and get this edited and uploaded to SoundCloud and iTunes and Spotify before the game starts. So people might want to go and have a little listen to this, but the longer we leave it, the less chances it is. Stokes, you swine. You haven't given us any thumbs up or any likes on the Facebook. You're an absolute wrong un, sir. And Happy New Year to little man. Good. He reckons it'll be a 4-0 win. He's obviously been on the turnips again. And Adam, did anyone see Arsenal's photographer wish Jack Wilshere happy birthday and also said, hope you like your big surprise? Oh, stop it. Stop that, Adam.
That's Stuart McFarlane teasing people.
Super Jackie W comes on at half-time, scores a hat-trick. Oh, finally, Stokes has figured out how to give a thumbs up. Well done. Lovely. No one's put any more predictions in the chat, so we're going to have to go because it's nearly 28 minutes. Richard, you will be joining me after the game.
I will indeed.
I think so far it's just you and me, but you never know, people. You might be lucky. Some of ABW might pull their finger out of their bottom and come and join us. You never know. Well, I'm looking forward to the game. I think we're going to win 1-0. Richard is going for a 2-1. We've had a few other predictions in the chat. Some of them have been off their trolley, like James. And here we go. Sai says, I wanted to score 1 goal. Doesn't matter if we even concede 10. Not quite the right attitude. So that was not being acceptable at all. Right, people, thank you very much. We will be back with you 10 minutes after the final whistle. And Fergus is there. Fergus says 1-0 the Arsenal. Go on, Fergus. Exactly. Right. Josh is going to be on the Highbury squad. There you go. So he won't be with us. Yes. Matt says, cheers, me and Richard. Great show as always. Nick says, can I come on? Yes, you can, Nick. And Fergus says, Happy New Year's. Fergus, that is Guns and Yellow Ribbons podcast. You find them on Twitter and YouTube. And I was on there a little while ago, and it's very good. Him and Trev Hilsey. Great podcast. Right, I'm going to stop this before I end up speaking all night. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you much, Richard. And we will see you after the game.